So the Nuggets are a very interesting team for me to analyze going into the postseason. They were dealing with a bunch of injuries before the season got postponed. But now that the season is looking like it might resume, although we can go into different discussions about whether or not it will, because some players are saying that they're not wanting to participate. Either way, we haven't heard anything about them come out with the Nuggets like that.
Hmm.
As far as I know, I think the Nuggets are pretty committed. I know Mike Malone is very committed on
Oh,
actually
I
winning a
think
championship.
I think the big three, yeah, they're all Jokic, Murray, and Malone are all saying they're hungry. This is the
Yep.
year they
Let's
want to
go.
do it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, I know we've touched on this in the past, but Jokic has absolutely transformed
he's
himself.
sexy, bro. He's sexy.
Yeah, I think one of the
Yeah,
biggest
he
X
really is.
factors in the NBA playoffs is what is Jokic going to look like?
Yeah.
Because if he takes just another step, then
I th-
it could be dangerous.
Yeah.
I mean, just look how good he was before when he was pretty freaking fat. Like, no disrespect to my man, but
I mean, I'm sure he's way more athletic than, or just in shape than we'll ever
Yeah.
be. But
I mean, especially now though.
oh, dude, that's what I'm saying. Just like Game 3 against Portland in
It
the
was
semis last year, wasn't
yeah,
it Game 3?
It was the Western Conference semis.
Yeah. Was
Dude,
it Game
he
3?
took-
Whatever game.
I can't
How many
remember.
minutes did he play? How
Dude,
many?
like 50. He played
Nah.
like 50, but that was the game that went into like triple OT.
Yeah,
That
that
went
was
into-
crazy.
Dude,
Oh
and he
my
played like
God.
the entire game. And
Yeah.
he was still, just imagine now, he's more in shape. He can run up the court quicker. He can be on that slide defense quicker. I mean, literally
Yeah,
his
and
main
his
fault
endurance-
is just he cannot slide.
Yeah.
He's a kind of lackluster defender.
That's-
I mean, now he's just more
Yeah,
athletic.
and-
He can just hop in there, man.
yeah.
His endurance did get to him a little bit last year. You know, in that last series, he fouled out a couple times, I believe.
Yeah.
Just because it looked like he had just gotten worn down from playing so much. So, if this like weight loss gives him that extra little bit of endurance, it could take him to the next level in that regard as well. One question I wanted to ask you guys is MPJ, Michael Porter Jr. Do you think he's in the starting five now? Do you think he will be in the playoffs?
No.
No.
Absolutely
Dude's going to play
not.
1 minute, maybe.
No, I would not say that. I do think that he plays a little bit bigger of a role than we might expect.
Really?
But no. Yeah, dude. I mean, he's healthy. He's
It's
as healthy as
Malone,
he's...
though. It's Malone.
That is very true. Karim brings up a good point.
Malone doesn't like to play him.
But still, MBJ is very talented, and if we're looking at
Oh, I know. Yeah.
like a do or die situation with the NBA playoffs coming back, I kind of see Malone's going to put his best players on the court. You know, if Barton's not performing to his standards, then he's going to give MPJ a shot. And if MPJ can prove in a couple of games that he's worth keeping on the floor, I think Malone is going to give him that shot.
That's where I disagree with you. But does someone else want to contribute to that before I shit on Malone?
Yeah, I mean, I like to think MPJ is going to be that player that's going to start one day, but yeah, right now I don't think he's that guy. You still got players way ahead of him in the depth chart. You got Gary Harris, you got Will Barton, like Marshall said. I You
mean,
go
yeah.
ahead. Torrey
I
Craig.
mean, I like to think, yeah, I like to think that he might have a shot just because, like, this whole thing has basically been an off season. So with young players, a lot of the time you expect a jump from one year into the next, and this is almost like a new year, going from his, I guess it was second year into his third now, really still his second, but it's almost like stepping into his third year. So I feel like maybe there is a little bit of room there for him to have at least a little bit of a shot, maybe be treated as a little bit less of a one of the young guys.
I mean, I think Malone has just always trusted his vets, and I think that showed in the last playoff run where Thrill was always in, and then when he was 2 for 14 against Portland, he was still playing starting minutes. I don't know.
But
I'm-
who was like behind Thrill though that has the talent like MPJ at that time?
I mean, Torrey, man. I feel like if they
Tory
put
does not
Torrey in
have Tory does not have the upside like MPJ or the scoring potential or anything.
I agree. I agree 100%. Yeah.
And MPJ's upside is the reason that he fell a lot further in the draft than I thought he was going to. But MPJ was coming out of his high school year as the pretty much
one,
the consensus number one overall draft pick, and because of the fact that he was injured, is the reason he only played 4 games at Missouri, and because of the fact that he was injured his entire Missouri year is why he fell to the Nuggets at 14. He sat out his entire rookie season, played very minuscule minutes for the Nuggets. Definitely did start earning some of Malone's trust before he got injured again. And like Billy was saying, this is kind of like a mini offseason for the boys. And
I mean, I'm hopeful, man. I want him to play. I think he can turn it on. I think he does turn it on every time he touches the court. He puts it on. I don't have much faith in Malone sometimes.
I got a question for you guys about MPJ, actually. If you had to pick a player of a ceiling comparison for MPJ, what would you say?
KD, man.
yeah,
Hey, whoa!
no, absolutely.
I think he absolutely has the potential.
Dude,
to
he's
be
so
on the Nuggets
tall.
even.
He has that jump
It's not,
shot.
I'm not saying he will be, but he might be.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, that's a high
I mean,
ceiling.
if we're talking about ceiling, yes, MPJ is Kevin Durant.
Sky's the limit
Maybe
for
a
this
Kevin
dude.
Durant light. Okay, well,
Yeah.
I think maybe we're being a little bit like optimistic
Yeah,
about
Nugget
KD.
fanboys. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, it's the ceiling. You can be optimistic. That's the point of a ceiling.
but dude,
Yeah.
there's a reason. There's a reason that he was the number 1 overall recruit
Over
coming out of
Trey
his high school
Young.
year.
Yeah. I mean, Trey Young's killing it. And he was consensus over Trey Young.
Yeah, and Doncic and Ayton and all these guys.
Yeah. I mean, fuck it. I think MPJ and Trey Young played together or played against each other.
Yeah, they
And
did.
I mean, dude was killing it. He had something set up for himself. I think he can still do it though.
Yeah, I think so too. He's
Yeah,
still
I
a
think-
very young guy.
Definitely. I think there's a perception kind of around the NBA that the Nuggets are about 1 star away from being a real championship caliber team, and I think MPJ absolutely has the potential to be that star.
I'm 100% on board with that. And another guy that kind of gets swept under the rug a little bit is Bol Bol.
Bull,
Yeah,
I'm
playing the G League
excited.
this year.
I'm
Yeah.
excited for this dude, man.
It's kind of another MPJ situation. With the Nuggets draft picks the last 2 years, with who they've picked with their selections, I mean, kind of got me jumping out of my seat, if we're being honest. When I saw MPJ, I mean, even draft day, it was pretty apparent that MPJ was going to go top 10, 8 or 7.
Right.
But then I wasn't
Fell the
able to watch. I wasn't
Yeah.
able to watch the draft. But when I saw the headlines that MPJ fell to us, I probably about ran around the house a few times. But
Yeah, I love the big swings the Nuggets have been taking with MPJ and Bol Bol. It's like in Denver, for whatever reason, a lot of NBA players don't view Denver as a great free agent location. They don't want to live in Colorado, which is different, honestly, from a lot of sports. But because of that, as the Nuggets, you have to take those big swings, and you have to say, well, we're not going to bring in stars in free agency. We got to do it through the draft. So I love the swings that they're taking to try and find these stars in some somewhat unconventional ways. Jokic in the second round, one of the biggest steals.
Okay.
Yep.
That
Really?
being said, man, I mean, we blew it
long
with the
time.
Donovan Mitchell.
yeah,
Yeah,
hard.
we take swings and we take hella misses. You can't say we've been.
Yeah, that absolutely. I mean, that's kind of the double-edged sword there. When you take the swing, sometimes it doesn't work.
To be honest,
Um,
one of my least favorite moves that the Nuggets have made in the last few years is trading away Malik Beasley. I always thought that kid could be way better than Gary Harris.
mean,
That's
I
just
don't-
my personal opinion.
I
But
agree.
once he arrived on the Timberwolves and was given some more
starting minutes? Oh yeah,
dude, he's been absolutely
he's
electric.
insane, dude. I
It's
feel
painful to see a player you like go to another team and then turn into the player you always thought they could be.
this is my problem with Malone. Is Harris has been blowing it this entire
Dude.
season.
Exactly, and he's been injured. He's so injury prone, man.
Dude, how do you not just start Malik? Why don't you give him like, hey, I trust you, take
Yeah.
the wheels, man. Harris isn't doing it. I know he's on a big contract, but why are you paying Like, you're paying this dude regardless. Why don't you just want to give someone else the chance to prove themselves? I don't know. That's my qualms with Malone, and it's probably upper management as well. But like, we have such crappy contracts on our team, which is the only real concern I have. You got Jokic, you got Murray, you got these young studs coming in, but then you also got Barton on a contract, and you got Plumlee on a crappy contract, and you got
but Plumlee
Harris
is
on
expiring here soon.
Yeah, I mean, Harris is an awful contract. Not awful. Okay, I mean, he was producing, but
he's just so
Yeah,
injury
definitely.
prone, man.
All right, so I want to get you guys final takes here. Denver Nuggets, contender or pretender? Zach, what do you think? We'll start with you.
I think this year, especially in the West, I gotta say, and it hurts me to say, the Nuggets are pretenders. I think you're right, Billy. They need that one more big star to emerge. I don't think MPJ is there. For right now, they are pretenders, but I would watch out for them in the future for sure. This could be another dynasty in the making.
I'm on the same page as you, Zach. I think that they're pretenders this year. I think maybe they make the Western Conference Final, but I think that's about what their ceiling is this year. Bright future, but like I said, one star away. What do you think, Marshall?
I'm definitely going pretender. Sorry, Nuggets Nation. I love the team that we've established so far, but we are still very young. In my eyes, I see that there's 3 contenders in the league. I won't necessarily go into that until we talk about those specific teams, but the Nuggets just fell short of that. Karim might have a different opinion, though, here.
Yeah.
I think I think we can contend because we do contend on a nightly basis, and all these top 3 picks that I'm assuming that Marshall is thinking about as a contender, we've played really well against them, even though we have blown games against. But I mean, we'll go to LA and we'll put up 20 over LA in LA. I mean, we can play. It's just Jokic is doing so much. You just need Murray to step up when he's slacking off.
Yeah.
And Barton's taking every shot. No matter, he's not even looking at the the rim. He's just shooting shots.
Yeah,
That's where we shoot ourselves in the foot. I feel like we can do it. It's just I think Jokic can do it. I think Murray can do it.
That's a huge piece. Is we didn't even touch on Jamal Murray. If Jamal Murray can get going and figure out his like true potential, in these playoffs, and I mean, look out for the Nuggets, especially that we don't necessarily know how Jokic is going to look with his new physique. So,
Yeah.
but I'm still sticking by. I think they're pretenders. There's just a couple of teams out west that
I don't know,
LA
man. They
teams.
said they're ready. They said they're ready.
They did say they're ready, but
I
They
believe
said
them.
that, but what were they going to say? We're not ready.
yeah.
We'll see, man. We'll see. I have faith. I have faith in my dude.
I mean, I will
Fair
be
enough. I mean, there's reason to
enthusiastic,
believe
but-
in the Nuggets. I want them to win.
Yeah.
I'd love to see them win. I think we got to wait a year before we can really see a true contender in Denver.